How's the real estate market right now in the Owen Sound and Grey Bruce area? Well, it's been an interesting spring market. I think most people thought it was going to get super busy. But for me, and what I feel is that the spring market probably came in January and February. And while things are picking up a little bit, it's a different kind of busy than I think a lot of people had expected. My name is Tim Matthews. I'm a real estate agent with Century 21 in studio in the area. And myself and my partner Mark run the Mark and Tim real estate team. And we do a fair amount of business in the Owen Sound and Grey Bruce region. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what we're seeing on the ground with our stuff, and then we're going to jump into some stats. I'm actually going to share my screen, hopefully provide a different level of perspective on the market. But certainly January and February were extremely busy. There was a lot of things selling, a lot of action. I think people were trying to front run maybe the rate cuts from the Bank of Canada, and then those have not actually come to take place. And what I'm starting to see now, and what we're busy with, is preparing a lot of listings for the market. And I know there's a lot of other great agents in the area that are also preparing listings to the market. But the showings that we are seeing on our listings are down, and the volume of offers that we are getting are also down as well at this time. So I'm going to jump right in now and share my screen and kind of look a little bit at what I've been seeing lately in the market. Okay, so let's take a look at this graph here. And this represents all of the active and sold listings for the market of Owen Sound. So take a look at, you can see 2021. What's really interesting is the amount of listings that sold were actually greater than the active listings. You can see the green here represents the active listings and the sales is blue. And that's why prices were increasing so much, is because the inventory could not keep up with the buyer demand. And obviously, seasonally, things slow, pick up. And then in 2022, we finally saw some rate hikes, and then the number of sales started to slow down. But take a look at April 2023 right here. Look at all of those active listings and the sales. And I think everybody expected that things would improve this year. We would see more sales and an increase in sales. But so far, what we're seeing is, look at this. Look how many active listings are on the market, and the sales are basically the same. So what we're seeing right now is a ton of new inventory come to the market, but not the sales to match that inventory. This is for Grey Bruce here as well. You can see in April 2023, there was probably just a little over 700 listings. Now we're fast forward to April 2024, and there's just under 1,000 listings, and the sales are actually even less than they were a year ago today. Switch over to another view here. So this is on my Realtor dashboard, and it kind of shows me everything that's for sale right now. And I'm zoomed in right on Owen Sound. You can see everything that's green are active listings, and then the orange is what's sold in the last month. And if so, there's 132 total. If we take away the ones that have sold, that brings us down to 106. So there hasn't been very many listings actually sell compared to what's currently for sale. Let's take a quick look here at some different statistics. So this is for all of Owen Sound right here, and Grey Bruce. So the gray line is Owen Sound. Now this is the month of inventory. So we know that month of inventory means if everything was to sell, how many months would it take for there to be nothing left on the market? And under 3 months is a seller's market. 1 month is a really, really hot seller's market. You can see down here, this was 1 month for almost a full year and a half. Things were selling in like a day over asking, right? And then, 3 or 4 to 5 months is a balanced market. So we've kind of been balanced. And then 5, 6 plus months is a buyer's market. And depending on where things are going, it can actually feel like a buyer's market. So if you were at a 3 and you started going up to a 4 or 5, it can feel like a buyer's market, even though it's balanced. So right now, we've been kind of hovering. Owen Sound's been around 4. Grey Bruce has been around 6. And you can kind of see things have been trending up for a little bit. They dropped down in December as listings go off of the market. There's just nothing as much for sale. And then kind of the market was a little bit stronger in January and February, and now they're starting to pick up again. And obviously, the higher the month of inventory, the slower that the market is going to be. So, interesting to look at that. Let's quickly jump into median sale prices. I'm not a huge fan of median and average sale prices because they're highly volatile based on the amount of properties that sell per month. If you have a lot of ones in million that sell one month, and then not much that sells for over a million the next, say there's lots of $500,000 sales, you're going to see a massive drop in the sale price. But look at this. Since we saw kind of the things peak, things have come down and then they've been relatively stable for almost a year. Aside from this big dip here, and that's normal for December, there's not a lot of sales. It's going to drop a little bit. But if you exclude December, things would be relatively stable for the entire time. So Owen Sound, you're looking at around 475,000, and Gray Bruce around 600,000 for a single family residential home. So if you're a buyer out there and you were waiting for the market to stabilize again, we have almost a year of stable median prices to look. So if you're a seller right now, you're looking at this and you're saying, man, there's a lot of new listings coming on the market and there's not as much buyer demand there. You need to be competitive with your price. What we're seeing sell right now are things that are priced right based off of the recently sold comparables and priced competitively with the active competition. Listings that are priced based off of 2022 prices are not selling right now, and they probably are not going to sell. If you're a buyer, there's a good opportunity right now. Rates are probably going to come down in the next little bit. In fact, fixed rates are already starting to come down. Then the Bank of Canada, there's a good chance they'll probably start decreasing rates before the end of the year. And you're likely going to see action start to pick up at some point. But the question is, when is that going to happen? So you've got almost a year of stabilized prices. Rates are probably going to come down. It's not a terrible time to start looking, especially because there's a lot of things to choose from right now. So going forward, going to be lots of competition with listings. This could push prices down a little bit if there's a lot of homes that come for sale in a certain neighborhood. If you want to sell, you're going to have to be priced better than your next door neighbor. All right. Hopefully this was informative for you. If you're out there and you're thinking of buying, you want to chat about the process, or if you're thinking of selling and you'd like to chat about that as well, we would love to have the chance to meet with you and discuss your goals. I'm Tim Matthews from the Mark and Tim Real Estate Team with Century 21 in Studio Realty. Till next time.